not quit the game. Look at the skills right now. Those are not the skills of a warden. Those are indeed the skills of a priest. A priest has very unique skills, but unfortunately no skin inside Deadlock. So unless you're one of those closed alpha nerds, you kind of have to use mods to get them. So this is what's going on. We have the wardens as the priests and the paradoxes as the Vampirebats. Right now we're going to shift to a scene where we're going to show you all of the abilities very quickly. Alright, so here are the abilities of the heroes. For priest, you have an incredibly short-range shotgun. Oh, well, I didn't want me to do that. Anyhow, you have healing vapors. Healing vapors allows you to just heal, but you're not allowed to shoot. You have penance and retribution. The more stacks you get, the more bullet resist you get, and max stacks you get bonus damage. And this buckshot thing, so look at that. A lot of damage coming from one shotgun. Then you have witching hour, which gives you a slow and a lot of damage. So look. Like insta shot one, This is the Vampirebat skills. Their first skill is a knife thing, kind of like Haze's. You just shoot 2 knives in a row. If the second one hits, it does like twice the damage. You have like a quantum leap teleport. You can double chain it. You have love bites. It gives all of your bullet abilities, right? Extra spirit damage. And you also have this. This does a lot more damage than you think it should. Okay, we are back in the game. So now that you know what these characters do, we have the priests, as again, with the warden skin. They have all the abilities, of course, but they are your resident tanks, you know, very powerful. The more damage they take, the worse it is for you to go against them. And then you have Vampirebat, who does a shit ton, and I mean a shit ton of damage, especially with her ult. But she is a glass cannon. Look at that, 480 health. So this is very interesting. Because normally the Vampirebat ult is enough to kill every character in the game. Essentially, once she gets it, it's going to be a massive game changer unless you're able to very quickly hide from it. But when you're dealing with these tanks, maybe tanking it face on is a good idea. Big parry? Nope, no parry right there. Okay, the other very interesting thing is we don't know what these characters play as. People maybe who participate in the closed alpha know. Yoshi, I know you're a fan of the channel, Yoshi. Give me one of those closed alpha invites. I'll start making content for the closed alpha. Trust me, bro. But yeah, we don't know what the strengths of the characters are. This is like a very big problem. Like, are you good at early game? Are you good at getting parried? Yeah, the strength of the characters are just very, very important. You need to figure out where a character is good. I do have to say that Vampirebat damage is scary at any point in the game, so maybe it's not that balanced yet. However, the priests do a lot of early damage as well with their witching hour, with their massive ults. And we want to see what items are going to be bought as well. Yeah, thank you to our observer, just passing by the abilities one more time just in case you've forgotten them. I certainly have. I'm thinking, why is this warden not throwing a grenade right now? Ooh, big punches coming in. Playing like a very punch-heavy build. Maybe that's the thing you do. Potent Vapors picked. So Potent Vapors is going to become a very core component against your Vampirebats. There's just going to be times where you can't do much against them. You press those Potent Vapors, heal a little bit. You take the poke. But yeah, those love bites are scary. This is so much damage in early lane. We do talk about characters like Viper or like Vexing Bolt with Magic Man being like incredible early lane damage. What about getting spells damage in every single thing, like a continuous Mystic Shot? Very valuable, very, very valuable. I want to see who manages to push the first Guardian. My intuition is that up until they get those ults, the Vampirebats are going to be worse than the Priest. But once they get those ults, oh, if you're a caught-up position, you are so screwed as a Priest. Those Vampirebats throw 40-something bats at you. And they do like 2,000 damage that all of them hit. So all you have to do is avoid them. But yeah. Also, a lot of ability coming in with those bats. The bat teleport, the quantum entanglement, but for this character. So far so good. Interesting stuff. Just keeping an eye out on the ults. We're going to switch to the first lane that has ults on the Vampirebat side, because it is going to be very interesting. But none of the ults so far. Now, the question of builds. What are characters playing as build? We do see Mystic Regen. Makes a lot of sense given how much spirit damage you do. Oh, look at that. Look at that ult. Just clears everything up very quickly. This is what I was talking about. You get a lot of early damage with it. But yeah, Mystic Regen makes a lot of sense given that all of your damage does extra spirit damage, so you can trigger it very quickly. It is certainly one of the better healing regen items in the game. If you can manage to very continuously pull off the regen. Yes, people are already complaining about the balance of these heroes that aren't merely unreleased. They're so unreleased you have to use modder tools to get them. But yeah, this is what I'm talking about. You press healing vapors and suddenly you're not in a great position. Shimpy is caught out, but he does manage to get it on course. And does he escape with 20 health? Yes, he does. What a chat. But yeah, you're gonna have to figure out what sustain looks like for you as a character. Because these tanks are gonna be able to tank very quickly. Couple light melees coming in, and suddenly one dead warden. One dead priest, rather. Okay, so what are the wardens building? Titanic Mag and Rapid Round, just forcing on their gun. They know that they have a little bit of damage disadvantage on the ult. They want to be continuously poking. They want to be continuously pushing lanes. Just stay out of the range of those Vampirebats. That ult is really powerful, but you have to be really, really close for it to have like maximum impact. And we do see the ult is active. Is she gonna jump in? No, she's not. She's too low health to be able to do a jump. She is gonna go back. Okay, perfect. But yeah, that's the power of the ult. But you need to connect with it. So it's a bit harder to connect than the Bebop ult, but it does have a very short cooldown. Can you check the cooldown for the Paradox ult, Zebra? Paradox. So it is what, 80 seconds. 80 seconds for 2,000 damage. Nothing at all. I'm wondering how good it is against objectives. Being able to like quickly pump out objective damage might be really valuable. These priests certainly do not have the mobility. Big damage coming in, and a lot of poke. I'm curious, so we talked a little bit about the interactions of some of the characters. For example, Bebop share kill stacks on their bombs. I'm curious if you share like love bite stacks or something like that. I don't know if it matters too much, but still, very interesting to see. Big parries coming in, not gonna be enough. It is always this problem in early game, right? You don't know how these characters play. You don't know what their strengths, their weaknesses are, what the optimal item order is. So what do? You resort to punching. You know what punching is. And these guys are Eternuses. They're very good at punching. They're very good at counter-punching. And certainly very good at parrying. It's surprising if we saw an early Rebel or two just to deal with that. But it seems like most characters have just opted in for... Yeah, it is a little bit slow. It does a lot of damage, but you can run away from it. It is a possibility. It is, however, nice to see it pepper the whole field. Now, let's look a little bit at the soul difference. We see 34 to 33k. Very, very close game so far. It is the sort of thing that we like to see, not gonna lie. It is very important to have these close games because we want to see the full extent of these characters. We want to see them at all stages of the game because, frankly, it's such a hassle to organize these custom server games that it takes hours and hours just to set everybody up, gather the heroes, etc, etc, etc. So it's good if they work. Anyhow, Warden number 1 is pushing. He is the Warden with Titanic Mag. He's going to be able to do a lot of Warden. Priest with Titanic Mag. He's going to be able to do a lot of damage. Is that Walker number 1 going to be going down right now? I think so. Witching Hour comes in. See, Witching Hour allows you to shoot stakes. The stakes do a lot of damage very quickly. Very powerful stuff against objectives. And the stakes are also bullet damage, I think, not spirit damage, which is very valuable. Anyhow, look at the amount of damage that ult does. Your tank on full resist right now, and you're just not able to handle the damage. Alright, running out. Big punch coming in. Parry, and suddenly that is one dead priest. So, what are we learning here? What are we learning here? We're learning that the Vampirebats certainly have a little bit of an edge, but the priests are just pushing these objectives with a lot more ease. We do see one tower left. Vampirebats are going to be able to push here, probably. Yeah, not a lot of objective damage. Most of the damage comes in the form of Spirit with those love bites. And as people might be aware, Spirit does reduce damage to objectives, which is an incredibly important thing to be aware especially for a more spirit-heavy character like Vampirebat. And also, one of the things that we talk about a lot during One Trick Championship is this idea that, oh, a character has to have multiple builds for it to be functional. You have to have a lot of resist. So, for example, if you have only one viable build, let's say it's a spirit build for your character, then everybody takes just like spirit resilience or witch mail or something, and suddenly your build is a lot worse than it can be. And that's not a good thing. We want your builds to be efficient, so you have to split into 3 gun, 3 spirit, whatever. But for some characters, like imagine, like what does the gun build look like for Vampirebat? Who the fuck knows? So these guys are figuring out right now. They are pioneers. The only people who know it are people who leak stuff. Like Deathy. Deathy, why don't you give me leaks? Why? Anyhow, let's continue looking at this game. Melee Priest. That's actually a very interesting build. So it is important to see. Melee builds are always like not great, but they work. So who cares? Yeah, a lot of the Vampirebat damage, as you're able to tell right now, when the priest has maximum resist, they just do no damage whatsoever. A lot of damage comes from the ult. So you have to be incredibly careful. And these Vampirebats with low health, we do already see a 8 health massive escape right there. So, what do you do here? What do you do if you do not have a lot of health? Well, your intuition is to go for a more gank-based approach. Maybe we do see something like Veil Walker. Maybe we do see something like Shadow Weave. Just like be hidden, press 4, kill everyone. Oh, big parry comes in though. Not enough of a follow-up there. And Rescue Beam. Rescue Beam has certainly been one of the most important items in this whole patch right now. Almost every character is taking Rescue Beam. It used to be the stuff that a support player would take, but now many tanks are taking it, and frankly even some more normal pick type characters are taking it just because it's so powerful, so potent. Anyhow, being chased right now. She does have those bats in a little bit. Is that going to be enough to escape? It might be. Yeah, the ult is going to be enough to zone the priest. We have not seen the full impact of the ult yet, but trust me, it is just powerful. But yeah, yes, I keep remarking that these Vampirebats do not have enough health, but they do certainly have the ability to dodge pretty quickly. It's a much better dodge than Quantum Entanglement. You cannot take friends with you, though, as far as I'm aware. Big Urn Battle, though, comes in. And I mean, an Urn Battle, so my suspicion is Vampirebat's gonna be really potent. Yeah, just stay there if anyone's doing the urn. We do also see the ult, while very powerful, is very low range. And that is a little bit of a problem. Do you want to be next to the range of these priests? These priests have the ability called Buckshot. So Buckshot is their first ability. We already covered this. It is gonna be a very powerful thing. It pushes you back, and also sorry, observer problems. Sorry, what was I saying? It pushes you back, and then you are allowed to punch. So, yeah, getting 20 FPS does not surprise me. This custom server is being held in America with the mod, and it is just very, very sad. But, yeah. We do have a bunch of British players here. They're thankfully some of our more common players. We have Bread Rollius playing, our constant observer and tech genius who is always helping with these challenges. We do have Ruben playing from Britain. So a bunch of British players. I think we have a couple of Europeans as well too. We have on the NA side a whole bunch of players. We have a Curse playing. We have Chua MC, a person who hasn't played matches in a little bit, but he's back at it. A local E6. We do have a very interesting series of events happening in. We do see the Vampirebat trying to back off to the Walker. But yeah, so far, it seems like Team Amber, aka the Priests, are a little bit advantaged. The Vampirebat ult, while it seems scary numerically, it certainly doesn't seem scary if you're able to move away from it or resist it. And these Priests have been doing that. They've been pushing those Walkers fairly successfully, and Walker number 2 is likely to go down right now. We do not see any Vampirebat resistance, and of course, how can they resist? 3 of them were down at the start of this Walker push. 1 of them is still down to this day. Are they going to push for Guardian here, or are they just trying to get the last wave? Probably just trying to get the last wave. Don't want to be too greedy. Frenzy already picked. I like Frenzy a lot. Frenzy gives you health the lower health you are, and these priests certainly want to be at the lowest health possible. The more damage they get, the better their stacks are, the better their penance is. You want to be able to use that penance and get that extra damage and blood resist. But yeah, these Vampirebats are struggling right now. Now, the question is, yes, it is true that you don't want to be staying idle. You want to be constantly taking damage, but how much damage do you want to take? That penance is 27 stacks. I assume 30 is max stacks. But yeah, you might want to get something like Duration Extender just so you can keep your penance for a little bit longer. Might be a valuable tech choice. It seems like it doesn't matter to these guys. They're just gonna go for a 30 penance, and yeah. So yeah, we're seeing them all do a little bit of damage. 500 damage right there. Yeah, when people move away, you need some sort of way to stick them in place. Knockdown might be an interesting tech. Lightning Scroll. Actually, do like the idea of Lightning Scroll a lot for these Vampirebats. Gives you a couple of extra seconds of your ult doing damage, which is so valuable when it's your main damage dealing tool and you're dealing with like very resistant tanks. We do see all of them keeping their arms up. It's a very buggy mod, but we do it for you, ladies and gems. We do it so you can enjoy and see these closed hidden gems that the Valve team keeps hidden from us peons. We do it for you. That's why you're gonna like and subscribe right now, right? You're gonna like and subscribe right now, right? Anyhow, let's look at this urn. The urn has been picked up. It is a favored urn. It's gonna be a little bit difficult for the priest to handle that deep into Vampirebat territory. Especially, like, Vampirebat can easily back off to base. That's gonna be a very interesting thing with their massive quantum leap copy ability. I guess at the end of the day, there's only so many abilities that can exist in the game. I mean, think about the amount of, like, grenades, right? Like, you have the Viscous grenade and the Guy's grenade. They're all, like, slightly different failures, but there's only so much that you can do right here. Bit of a fight happening with the urn. Are the Vampirebats going to grab it? Yes, they are. Are they going to try and deliver it? Very spicy, they might be. Double jump comes in. The soul urn has been returned. A big parry coming in too, but it costs the life of one of the Vampirebats. And the question is, does this matter? Does one death matter for the urn? It might matter if you're 20k behind and suddenly those priests are going to be able to push base right now. A lot of damage coming in from those priests. They do love these continuous big 6v6s. Vampirebats are just very targeted tools. And it's not a bad hero, it's just a really bad matchup for them. They keep getting picks, keep getting those rescue beams going on. But, yeah. Priest's Spirit Resilience. Makes sense. Spirit is the vast majority of the damage coming in. Ah! Not good enough, eh, Paradox? You are about to lie. You're about to lie dead. Anyhow, so the priest in lore is a vampire hunter. That's why his witching hour shoots stakes. So maybe it's like a custom designed character just to beat this character. Poor Vampirebats, huh? Yeah, Sapphire Patron is going down. Patron has been transformed. Big ult comes in, not gonna be enough. So much damage on both sides. Yeah. Anyhow, are the priests gonna stay? It seems like they are. Are they gonna be able to force the patron right now? I do also see the cooldown for their ult is very low. This is actually very interesting. Yeah, they're trying to do damage. Maybe they should be focused on the patron. It is the last fight, maybe. That patron is gonna go down, and GG. The priests have it. It turns out the Vampirebats are hunted. Hello, priests. Congratulations on your victory. Why do you think you won that game?
Penance.
Yeah,
The passive.
crazy easy character.
Yeah, man.
Crazy.
Shimpin almost went all over the place.
Yeah, you're literally just an M1. You're an M1 that's tanky naturally. That's just what the whole idea.
Yeah. So yeah, the big passive giving you spirit resistant extra damage, very easy to trigger. That was the biggest advantage, right?
Wait, does anyone have a code to the game?
Hello, guys. Sorry for your loss. Do you think it was a question of the characters are undercooked, or do you think it was a bad message? Sorry, a bad matchup? What was going on?
Undercooked. We have like no spirit scaling, and then our gun is kind of just awful.
Awful.
Yeah, our character only has a lane. We don't have anything after that.
How does it feel to be part of such an exclusive community that you get access to these heroes months before anybody else gets access to them? I bet it feels great. I bet it feels so great you will like and subscribe right now. And don't forget to join our Discord too while you're at it. Okay, see ya.